Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a look at a shortcut, really, into the world of commercial media infrastructure. We're going to examine one piece of hardware, the Thor Broadcast H-Petit-8CH-RM system.
Right.
And our mission here is to understand not just what this box does, but why it's such a game changer for installations in, really big venues.
I mean, that's the key. Think about the problem you're trying to solve.
Exactly. You're in a huge hotel, a casino, maybe a sports bar with 150 TVs. You've got 8 different HDMI signals, satellite boxes, computers, camera.
All needing to go everywhere.
How on earth do you do that without running miles of new, very expensive HDMI cables?
And that's where this system is just. It's the elegant answer. It takes a modern problem, all this HD content, and it marries it to old infrastructure.
It's a translator.
It's a translator, yeah. It's an 8-channel rack-mountable chassis. It takes your HDMI feeds, and it converts or modulates them into a standard RF signal.
A signal that can travel over the existing coax cables already in the walls.
The very same ones. And crucially, the sources note it's HDCP compliant. So it handles copyrighted stuff like live sports, which is essential for any bar or hotel.
Okay, let's talk about the power behind this, because
Sure.
if you're pushing a signal to 150 screens, signal loss has to be your number one enemy.
It is. And this is the real technical nugget right here, the output power.
How much are we talking?
The Thor unit delivers a blistering plus 24 dBmV of RF output.
And what does that mean in, practical terms for the installer?
It means it has enough juice to reliably send that HDTV video to, well, hundreds of TVs across a huge property.
So you might not need extra amplifiers.
That's the critical insight. This high native power often lets installers skip using multiple expensive and, frankly, failure-prone inline RF amps.
You centralize the power. It just simplifies the whole map.
Exactly.
Okay, so to make this work, we have to talk encoding. The sources highlight MPEG-2 video and AC3 audio. Now that's interesting because we usually hear about newer standards like H.264 for streaming.
That's a great question. And while H.264 is great for the internet, MPEG-2 is the tried and true standard for this kind of broadcast infrastructure. It is rock solid on coax.
Reliable.
Super reliable. And the system gives you enormous flexibility. You can adjust the video bitrate from, I think it's 2 up to 24 megabits per second.
What's the implication of having a range like that?
It lets the venue make a real-world trade-off. If you want pristine 1080p quality on your main screens, you crank the bitrate up to 24.
Okay.
But if you need to cram, say, 12 channels onto the coax, you can lower that bitrate, save bandwidth, and accept a tiny quality dip for the sake of volume.
That level of tweaking requires some serious control. And since this thing is driving signals across a whole property, remote access must be mission critical.
Oh, absolutely. You're not running to the server rack for every little adjustment.
So how's it managed?
It's all done through a standard 10100 Ethernet port. It's an NMS, a network management system.
So you just use a web browser.
You log in with a web browser, and you get this whole GUI to control, set up, and monitor everything. And the flexibility here is just incredible.
In what way?
Well, the RF output can be set to pretty much any global format. ATSC, DVB-T, ISDBT, QAM.
Wow. So this box works in a bar in New York, a hotel in Tokyo, anywhere. It speaks the local language, so to speak.
It does. And that NMS gives you such granular control.
Oh, what?
Everything from setting the RF channel range, channel 2 to 145, all the way down to defining service names, even the PCR PIB for video timing.
And you can adjust the power remotely, too.
Yes. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
If you find one wing of the building is getting a signal that's a bit too hot, you don't send a technician. You just log in and dial the power back from your laptop.
So when you boil it all down, this is really about simplification, right? It's one small modular box, only 300 grams per unit, they say.
Yeah.
That consolidates all this complexity.
It's consolidation, quality, and remote control, all designed to leverage the wires that you already have in the wall.
An incredibly efficient solution.
It is. And that brings me to a final thought for you to take away.
Okay.
So we've talked about how this unit supports all these diverse global standards, ATSC for the US, DVB-T for Europe, ISDBT. So think about this. How much does the ability to use the exact same hardware in any market worldwide simplify things for huge international chains like hotel brands or multinational corporations?